Welcome back to the Doorkickers Player channel. This is mission 63, almost too easy. If you want to watch just a replay, go on, head over to my page. I've got a playlist of just the replays. Feel free to check those out. Now, this is the breakdown, and I kind of have a routine in how I do this, and here it is. So we're going to watch the replay just to familiarize yourself with the mission, to sort of understand what's going on. Then we're going to watch a quick montage on 100x speed of all of my attempts. And then after that, we're going to go into the breakdown, watch the successful attempt on 0.75 speed so that we can talk about everything that's going on and give some explanation as to what I'm doing, what are the mistakes that I made, etc. That being said, let's get into it. Let's watch the replay.
Lock and load. Let's do this. Door unlocked.
Alpha, go.
Who's ready to say goodbye? Tango down. Tango down.
Good job. We're done here.
No tango.
All right, so as you can see, it was a successful mission. Quite interesting on the fact that there's multiple elements going on, but we'll get into all of that right after this montage. All right, so this mission is a hostage rescue mission, but as we saw in the replay, I end up killing all the Tangos before I manage to rescue the hostages, which is just another way to complete the mission. You don't have to do either. You can do either. But getting into this route right here, so I've got operators kind of fanning out. Now you'll notice that I did pick the lock. I didn't blast the door. I didn't break down the door, dynamic hammer, none of that. And that was because with the dynamic hammer, with the blast, with the crowbar, you're making noise. And when you make noise, you attract tangos. And here's the thing. When you attract the tangos, you cause tangos to open doors. The problem is that if the door to one of the main rooms, let's say the Charlie Delta room, if the door to the Charlie Delta room is open, the tango that's trying to kill the hostage sees the operators and then goes ahead and kills the hostage. So you can't you can't afford to make noise or too much noise because then the tangos will end up killing the hostages. So that's why we have the operators picking the lock, then moving inside, and then on the Alpha Go signal, they're all going to open doors and start taking down tangos at the exact same time. Let's go ahead and see what we did here.
Lock and load. Let's do this.
All right, so I'm just getting the operators in position, picking the lock. And as you can see, we've got two operators headed to the to the Charlie room,
Door unlocked.
and one operator headed to the Alpha room, and one operator headed to the Bravo room. On Alpha, they open the door. Now, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to freeze it right here because there's a lot going on and we need to talk about it. So, the operator on the Alpha room, that operator opened the door, killed the Tango, end of story. The operators on the Charlie room, one of them threw a flashbang while the other one was covering him. So, as you can see, we have a Tango that's right by the doorway of the Charlie room, and that tango sees the operators. and is about to shoot the operators. Now, if we look at the Charlie side, we'll see that the Tango is about to kill the hostage. Now, I'm kind of confused here because usually that doesn't happen until the Tango sees the operators, and at this point, the Tango has not seen the operators. So I'm a little confused as to why that's happening, but I'm assuming that it's happening because they opened the door. And so the second you open the door, or the second that an operator fires gunshots or makes noise, the Tangos start killing the hostages. I'm going to run it back and check. Now, I just checked, and the Tangos started their countdown to kill the hostages as soon as the doors were opened. And this is honestly one of the great things about this game is that no two missions are exactly the same. There's always different dynamics and always different stuff happening. And in some missions, they don't try to shoot the hostage until they see you. And in other missions, the second you open the door, they start trying to kill the hostage. So this is really great from on the part of the game developers. But there's a lot going on that's going to happen here in a split second, so I'll just talk it over right now. So the operator that's on the Alpha Bravo room, he's going to move in, kill the tangos, and so are the operators in the that are about to head into the Charlie room, and that's pretty much it. But it just all happens in the same split second. Have a look. So we take out that first tango that's in the Charlie room. Or we're still taking him out. He's got a shotgun, which I've mentioned before, really scares me because those shotguns can be very lethal for the operators. And you can see I just in the nick of time managed to get that flashbang in the Charlie room in just the nick of time. It was so close. And I'm actually doing something that could kind of backfire. I don't have anyone watching the Delta side in the Bravo room, in the Charlie room. And this is another issue is that I've got two operators in front of each other, but one operator in front of another operator in the Alpha Bravo room. So that also could have been very fatal for the operators or for the hostages. And this is actually really interesting that there's no tangos on the Delta side because there could have been, and no one was covering that. So that's mission success. There were a couple mistakes that happened there. I think the only big mistake, was that I didn't have anyone covering the Delta side, and then the other smaller mistake was that I had the operators going into the Alpha Bravo room not flowing, so not spread out and side by side, so that they couldn't attack Tingos at the same time. So those were a couple mistakes that I made. But overall, I think it was a great mission. I think it was a great example of how a mission should go. And I'm generally happy with it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, make sure that you subscribe. If there's anything that you guys want to see or hear about in these videos, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.